Hi guys, we got a Lionel supermotor here. It's in average shape of what we get here in the shop, and we'll show you some of the cleanup what we do as we go along and how we put the gears on. As you can see, the wire on these, the white coating is brittle, and what we will do is we will actually put the same wire back in with a new coating on it, and to preserve it to its what it was with the original wiring. Some come with cloth wiring, and if they do, then we'll put the cloth wiring back in. But little by little we'll tear this all down, go over every little bit of it. Well, as we dig into this motor, unfortunately this commutator is in bad shape, and it actually is worn out to the point that it spins on the shaft, and that's actually not a good thing that I can spin it. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually replace this armature, and we'll put a new one in. This one actually got one part of the field that's not working when we tested it. So unfortunately we got to do that. Alright, here we got the E-unit stripped down for rebuild. This is the switch plate for the E-unit, and that'll get taken apart and cleaned up. The contactors are pretty bad, so what we're going to do is we tear them down and we resurface them, as like you can see here, all cleaned up. Here's the motor all ripped apart, and we'll do that, clean the plates up on that. The E-unit, we got the spring, which is very important to be sure it's centered right. And this is the rebuild of the E-unit, putting it back together and cleaned up. That'll be ready for service very shortly. Alright, now we got everything cleaned up and ready. We got a temporary wiring on it. We're actually gonna fire this thing up and let her run for about an hour, and running pretty good. Bring her down to 5 volts right there, and we'll leave it run for a while. Usually we'll run it about 5 to 10 volts. So that's at 5 volts. We'll kick her up to 10 volts. Leave it run for an hour one direction, break in the motor brushes, and run it for another hour the other direction. As you can see, alright, we got her done, put together. We got her running, and we'll leave it run for an hour. Seat them motor brushes in, then we'll wire in the E-unit. Alright, now we got the pendulum E-unit working. I saw everything was rebuilt as we showed you. Everything's wired up like an original. She's good to go. Just got to get her wheels on her. We'll run them in for a little bit, make sure everything's good and free, and then we'll ship it to the customer. This is after cleaning and polishing and reassembling. We've got all the motor wires back in their place, all recoated with the white coating like the original. We go through the gears, check all the gears. If we see bad ones, we replace them. This is your reverse unit on and off. The roller pickups have been cleaned, and now we'll go on to wheels and the proper way of putting the gears on. This is the tool used for the press. That is what they should look like from factory. Hopefully this will help you. All right, we've had a lot of guys ask the proper way of putting these wheels on because people have been posting the wrong way to put these gears on the wheels. The proper way do is set that gear up in there. There's this tool that comes with the arbor press. It is designed to go right down here like that in the center. Then you press it, and after you press it, this is what you will have. It will flare it out just like the original Lionel wheel. And that's the best I can tell you for putting them on. I see guys putting screws and modifying the wheels. There's no need for it. This is the proper way. If you don't have this tool, the second best way is to take a punch, and you can take a small little punch like this, and you can go around and dimple the edges, and that works just as well. Thank you, guys. That's the proper way. All right, now we're going to put the axles in, and a lot of guys ask us, how do we do that? Well, in the press we have these tools here, and what you do is the axle fits up in them to keep it lined up straight for when we press. So what we'll do is I'll press one here, and we'll give you a good idea how to do it. Get that up in the press like so. It's kind of hard to do with one hand holding the camera, but we'll manage. And get it up in there like that, and bring this down. That'll keep it lined up straight. Got it on our flat. Push down, and that sets it. Then we know that our wheel is true and straight on that axle. All right, now she's all rebuilt, ready to go. She's been test run, and we'll send her out to the customer. Thank you guys for watching us. You can find us at Henning's Trains. We are in Lansdale, PA, and you can also find us at henningstrains.com to check out our parts and supplies. And you can also find us on the Train Shop Weekly on YouTube on our Hennings channel. We're also on Facebook at the O-Gauge Model Railroading Tips, Tricks, and More. Thank you for watching, and have a good